I recently started a new job so I could make some more money for my family, because I'm doing everything I can to get ready. And I'm at work and I look into these people's eyes and I listen to their conversations, and I sit in the little lunchroom and I listen to them talk. And I get myopic myself because I'm surrounded by so many people that understand this information and understand what's going on. And we're completely flabbergasted that so many can't. And I see them, and I just see them, they're drinking their aspartame-filled Diet Cokes. They're eating their genetically modified foods from Burger King. They work all day. They're exhausted. They go home at night under chemtrailed skies and sit in front of a mind control weapon until they go to sleep to repeat the same thing the next day. And how sorry I feel for them. And how much I wish I knew how I could reach them, how I could wake them up. And I'm not telling you I have all the answers. I'm not saying this show's perfect or we know exactly what's going on. But I do know there's a new world order. I do know that the air is being poisoned, the water is being poisoned, our children's minds are being poisoned. I do know that war multiplies across the earth as we dump depleted uranium into the oceans and on the land. I know at every turn behind it, the hand of evil rests, heavy on the hearts of men. But I also know that it's our individual choice that allows these things to happen. And I know all change, all meaningful change begins within us and not from some messianic leader that has come bearing all of the great platitudes and rhetorical devices of all the great heroes of the past. And it really breaks my heart because I see the black people, I see the kindling of the fire of pride in them to have achieved something, to be a part of their country and something that they've earned and deserve. And I see how the New World Order has hijacked that and has literally taken their true prophets and turned them on their heads with an angel of light. But the truth's never a pleasant thing. Reality in such dark and tragic times is rarely a pleasant thing. But that's the question, isn't it? So what are you really made of? Who are you going to be? How are you going to choose to face this, to face your life? Now, there are so many of you that will do nothing, but you don't matter. You are the herd before the storm. You are the lemmings pushed to the cliff. And I pity you and I pray for you. But there is a very small number of you that have the capacity to wake up, who have the capacity to overcome their conditioning, and who will choose to activate. Now, the one constant in our situation is that things are going to get worse. The financial crisis that we are experiencing is in its infancy. And they're going to tell you that it's going to be fine in another year, that things are going to turn around, just so long as you sign away your rights with each new passing crisis. And there will come a moment where you're going to have to choose to either go into a cage and be fed, to die on your knees in your own excrement, or to stand on your feet as a human being, as one of God's children. And in that moment, achieve so much greatness that has been denied to you your entire life. So will the American people rush to their destiny, or will they be trampled by the fate that has been designed for them? More than ever, I see it now that it is an individual choice, and that only through the choices of individuals will we be set free. I've told the story many times of the Jewish professor at the Virginia Tech shootings. He was an old and frail man. He was in his late 80s or early 90s. And as the Virginia Tech shooter stood at the door, this little old man held the door with his body while his students, many of them 18, 19, 20 years old, jumped from the second floor to escape. And finally, the shooter shot through the door and shot the old man a couple of times, and he died. But those students got away so that they could have a chance at life. The little Jack Russell Terrier in New Zealand, walking with his owner's children to go get ice cream. 3 wild pit bulls had gotten loose, or not wild, but not fully domesticated pit bulls had gotten loose, and they went to attack the children to kill them. And this one Jack Russell Terrier defended the children so that they could run away, and it gave its life for those children. The nurse in the Polish ghetto in World War II, who smuggled out Jewish children and placed them with Christian families, who saved thousands of young Jewish children's lives. In the times of greatest darkness, that is when a single candle casts forth a light that illuminates the soul. So where are we going to be as this wave of darkness folds over our country? How many of you are the summer patriot, the springtime patriot, who only loves your country and your fellow man when it's easy? How many of you are the winter patriot that can stand up under the darkest of circumstances to stand and be true and to hold fast to what you know is right?